Hope you can see me closely. Let me on my light. Okay, hope you can see me now very closely. Now we're looking at the anatomy. It's a master class. All right. This master class very short. The next 30 minutes we're gonna be done. Looking at thorax, abdomen, pelvis, and perineum. What are the things we have done in those sessions already? And then after that, we'll be looking at head and neck. Head and neck, we need 30 minutes to look at that. But this thorax, abdomen, pelvis by 3 p.m. 3 p.m. You need 1 hour 30 minutes for upper and lower limb, 30 minutes for thorax, abdomen, pelvis, and perineum. For what? 30 minutes for head and neck. That's the head and okay. So we revise. Okay, we revise, we store, we restudy, we read, we accumulate little by little till we get to somewhere strong. All right, that's how you master class. You don't miss class, you master class. So you should always come up and check what we are doing. Is that okay? All right. So now, just give me a few seconds. I need to get that board straight to you. All right, you can see that. Okay, this is the board. Okay, so welcome. We're here again. So we're looking at anatomy of the thorax, abdomen, and we call it tap. Tap yourself. Tap somebody. If you can tap it, you can grasp it. So if you can tap it, you can grasp it. If you can't tap it, you can grasp it. Remember one of those good news we said, it's good news to know that your body is the best textbook. That does not mean it's the only textbook. That does not mean it's one textbook. He said it is one thing that if you check on it, if you go through it, it can help you. So as you're reading, as you're checking, guess what? You're also achieving. Do you follow? Now we quickly move on. We said in thorax, we have looked at thorax is TAP. All right. These are 4 topics. All right. 4 major topics you need to grab in your second in course. Upper lower limb first in course, thorax second course, third in course, head and neck, and you move to your clinical class. Now watch this. Watch this. Thorax, we use a lot of things to mention thorax, and then abdomen, we look at it in inner vessels and some other things, and then pelvis, we look at a few things, and perineum, a few things. We need to revise those few things in this master class, and then from there, we need to move straight to head and neck. Just 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, we are done. 30 minutes, we are done. If you cannot say this in the way I'm saying, means you are missing a whole lot of video. Go and go through those videos. See the way we took time slowly to build till we master it. We stammer, we plaster, we blaster, we scatter till we gather and become masters. Do you follow? Thumbs up if you are with me. Okay. Woo-hoo. So now in thorax, we pick thorax. As you pick thorax, we said Jack see film. That's the first session we had. There's a video on that. Jack see film. What does that mean? This is what it means. J-E-C I-A-N. Look at it. Jack see film. Can see it? Oh, it's not clear. It's not clear. I think I need to keep it opposite so you can see. All right. You need to take this board to the other back. Red camera so you can see it. Normally, I should be able to set this in such a way that half of this camera shows it and half of it shows me, because seeing is believing. When I show you with seriousness, not smiling about it, it's a time to smile and it's a time to drive it down our memory lane so that you remember my gesture, how I used to do thumbs up if you're with me. And guess what? And you're catching it already. So let me take the board to where you can see it. 1 second. Okay. So I'm there now. can see now, check, see film. It's clear now, right? Thumbs up if you can see clearly. Check, see film. Now, someone will say, are those books? Yes, those are books. A whole lot of books. So I'm in a room where there's book and there are a whole lot of books. Come on, I hope somebody can see. Hope nothing is blurring my camera. Okay. Good, it's clearer now. Jack, see film. You can see that. So let's go. In Jack, see film, we said J is for what? Is for joint. J is for joint. E is for extent. E is for extent. C is for composition. Okay, composition. This other C is for characteristics. This one is for function. This one is for inlet. This one is for meaning. What do you call introduction? Okay. So do you get it? All right. Okay, we're making progress. Now, you have seen those things now, and those are the things that we discussed in the first video. Okay, the number of videos got us to that point. I think two different videos, we use it to internalize, to make it stay. So, seeing I'm writing from my head, it that's not how we started. I stammered, made mistake, but I needed to walk that through with a number of students. And if you follow that video through, okay, guess what? You can become a master. You can teach someone. You can teach in a study shop. You can teach your group. You can run a broadcast. You can do a whole lot. You make audio teach. Okay, it is in sharing that you are owning, you're mastering. Okay, now move on. We said Jack, see film. J for what? Joints in the thorax. E for what? Extent of the thorax. C for composition of the thorax. The next C for characteristics of the thorax. F for what? Function of the thorax. I for what? Inlet of the thorax. And M for what? Meaning or introduction of the thorax. Now I'm going to do something strange. Okay, so I'm live again now. So now quickly we're going to reduce whole of those concepts, reduce the whole of it to something simple. For example, the joint, we reduce it to 6-seat SMS. The extent, reduce it to what? SIP, SIP, to sip Gary, or to sip cornflakes or smoothie or Quaker or cornflakes, or name them, whatever you sip, okay? Now, the next one is STP, you know, standard temperature and pressure, STP. But this one, it stands for something else in thorax. Then the function, just one function, to protect abdominal viscera, internal abdominal viscera. And then we talk about the inlet. Wow. Can I recall what we have for the inlet? V square man. V square man. You know, there are people who call treasured man. Okay, triumphant man. You know, as I've given a lot of names to some person. I call this one treasured one, triumphant one, this one, virtuous one, important one, sparkling one, amazing one, logical one, beautiful ones. A lot of names, a wonderful set of people have come in contact with. They are great people, so special and unique. But there is the point. The thorax too have V square man, and then the meaning we said Iran. So once I'm going to paint it on the board, you're really going to appreciate what is happening here. Okay. Wow, sorry. I went to go and write something. Okay, that's what I went to go and write. You can see the joint, okay, says sit 6 SMS. Okay, the extent SIP. You see, I wish I can zoom that. SIP. And see, for the extent, all right, the composition STP, and the characteristics SMSTTD. Now look at the function. We say just one function. And look at the inlet V square man and the meaning Iran. Now look at me. Look at me. As we talk about the concept of Jek-Sifin, and we said J for joint, E for extent, and C for composition, and the next C for characteristics, the F for function, the I for inlet, the M for meaning or introduction. Hear this. When we say Iran, what does that mean? The Iran, they says, the Iran, they says, is region between abdomen, look at the abdomen, and the neck. That's the meaning of thorax. That's how to introduce thorax. It's the region between the abdomen and the neck. Now, as we look at the inlet, we say V square man. What does that mean? The first V is for viscera. The first V is for viscera. And then the next V is for vein. The M is for muscle. The A is for artery. And the N is for nerve. You can say van. You can say my van. But we say V squared man. That's the one we said. My van or V squared man. That's the one we say. Now watch this very closely. Do you notice that viscera has some structures in it, organs, and these structures, we call it rotator. I'm going to show you. Look at the board. Rotator. Take my marker again and look at it. Okay. Say rotator. See now? Rotator. As for V square man. Then the next one we have BSC. Next one we have SS3. Okay. Next one we have BVSL. All right. We are still making progress. See now, we're making progress. 15 minutes into this, and we're already reducing thorax to this. We have another 5 to 10 minutes to do the other part of thorax. I may not be writing much. Watch me, please. Come on, watch me. Good. I may not be, I think I should turn on my AI so that when I turn, it will turn and face me. Okay. So we said, if you have Jek-Sifin, the J is for joint, and the joint we say 6 sit SMS. The SIT is for sit. You say sit, you sit down. Okay, but this other one is CIT, okay, CIX and SMS. What does that mean? Watch this closely. The CIT means costochondral joint. We also have interchondral joint. The T there is costotransverse joint. Now, the the CIX is costovertebral joint, intervertebral joint, and then the X there is cervicosternal joint. Please, there are videos we take time to understand and to cram, not really cram, and to master and to be comfortable saying this. So you need to check that video. Very important. You need to check that video up. Okay? To really give you mastery, to talk the way I'm talking, and to mention it the way I'm mentioning. Do you follow? All right. Now, we said the SMS, S stands for what? We have, watch this now, clavicular joint. M stands for manubriosternal joint. And the last S stands for synchondrosis. See, you need to watch me when I was learning that synchondrosis the first time. I was like, oh my God, what kind of a thing is it? Here we are, we have to learn that. Synchondrosis. That's it. Synchondrosis. Now we move on. The next one we are looking at very closely is, watch this closely. The next one we are looking at is the one we said extend, SIP. And turn and let's go and look at the extent. Hey, come on, turn with me. Okay, stunning. Hey, come on, turn with me. Okay, stunning, 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 stunning. Good, stunning now. So now we bend it to see our board. Good. So where is it? The SIP. See now, SIP. Then STP, SMSTTD. Now I'm going to run through all this because we've already done a video mentioning this so that we can look at the second part of this thorax. Okay, we can't spend more than 30 minutes in this session. So we can spend another 30 minutes, short, simple, straight to the point. If you want to master using one small video, you need to pause it little by little and gain it. Okay, so let's go on. The SIP here stands for superior mediastinum, inferior mediastinum, and posterior mediastinum. Come on, camera, come this side. Okay, you can see superior mediastinum, inferior mediastinum, and posterior mediastinum. Now, STP, which is the component of this concept, is what? STP, which is the component of this concept, is what? The S is for sternum, T is for thoracic vertebra, and P is for pairs of ribs. There are 12 pairs of ribs in this concept. Do you follow? Thumbs up if you are with me. Okay? Now, if you can't master the one, remember this is just to run through for those of you who are in this session for the next time you've been through those videos. If you have not, just endure, listen to it, then go check the other video in this channel. Okay, so that's that. And then the SMSTTD, what does it mean? S stands for skin. That's the skin. There's a skin. There's a skin before the thorax. There's a skin. All right. After that, M stands for muscle. But before the muscle, you have superficial fascia. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. That's superficial fascia. Then the deep fascia. D for deep fascia. Okay. Then you talk about the muscle. After the muscle, in case you're dissecting, after the muscle, you talk about the thoracic cage or the thoracic wall. After that, you see thoracic cavity. Do you follow? All right. So, all right. Okay. So I think I need to be off now so that we can focus. All right. So now we've done a whole lot in that. So to run through very quickly so that we use the next 5 to 10 minutes on the remaining part of thorax, we said meaning of thorax, Iran. That is, I is for east, R is for region, A is for abdomen, and N is for neck, region between abdomen, and the neck. That's thorax. Then inlet, we say V square man. V is for viscera, the next V is for vein, M is for muscle, A is for artery, N is for neck. The viscera, we say rotator, ROT stands for remains of thymus. And then A stands for what? Listen closely. Apex of the lungs, apex of the lungs, and apex of the pleura. Okay, apex of the lung, or you can say apices of the lungs and pleura. And then the T is for trachea. The trachea passes, it inlets, it enters, it passes into the thoracic inlet, or what you call superior aperture. Very important. A clinician call it superior aperture. Anatomists call it thoracic inlet. Do you follow? You need to understand this. These are some secrets in your Mbbs exams. Say, it's thoracic inlet I studied, but I went and I go and see superior aperture. All right, they are the same thing. So we move on to the next one. We said the MB is the muscle. What's the muscle? SS3. Who has not been in SS3 before? Okay, if you have not been, you have jumped. But the SS3 simply means stenohyoid, stenothyroid, and then longus colli. So where is the 3? 3 replaced for L. Because of how some people pronounce R, they replace it with L. Okay. We move to the next one, which is what? The vein. Say BSc vein, BSc artery. What does that mean? B for brachiocephalic vein, just like you have brachiocephalic artery. Those artery lie side by side with vein. Vein follows along there. Even some of the nerves, that's why they call it van of the body. VAN, veins, artery, and nerves. They are the van of the body. They move things to and fro in the body, the van of the body. Even in this thorax, as we'll be talking about the other section of it, you're going to hear something like spaces, intercostal space, and you see van there, VAN again. Okay, back to what we're saying, and then we said, watch this now. We talk about rotator, what it stands for, remains of thymus, and then we talk about apeces of the lungs and pleura. We talk about the trachea and the osovacus rotator, and then we talk about the next one, which is what? The vein, BSc, brachiocephalic vein, and then S is for what? Left subclavian vein, and then just like you have left subclavian artery, just like you have brachiocephalic artery, all those two things, artery and vein, name the same thing. The thing you change is artery or vein at the end, is passing through this inlet. Later we'll talk about the outlet, what passes through the outlet. Okay, so we move on very quickly. Oh, we have 8 minutes to do this. As to say, I'll run through the other one, but you need to listen to it slowly. You listen and pause. You listen and go and write. You listen and recite. You listen and ask yourself, can I do? See, someone said, I think it was Aristotle or Socrates, said, when you see something good, you should challenge yourself that you can do it. So when you see someone saying this thing from the brain and without reading from any book, you should tell yourself, me, I can do it. Vitamin I can do it. Okay? All right, so we move on very quickly. We look at the next one. C, because we say BSc, brachiocephalic vein, brachiocephalic artery, left subclavian artery, left subclavian vein. And if you were in the upper and lower limb class, did you hear something like subclavian? We say subclavian, we say axillary, we say or now we say radial. Those were the arteries. Do you see the connection between upper and lower limb and the tap now? So if you understand that, you understand this. Now, even if you didn't understand, if you hear it somewhere else, you're going to hear it in another place. And once you can, where did I see this face again? That's how you remember. Oh, it's true, this way I saw you. The same thing in your anatomy. That's the same way you study this guy. Do you follow? Okay, so we move on. The next thing we are going to look at now is the concept of the nerve. All right. Oh, I didn't mention what C stands for. C stands for the left common carotid artery. Just like for the vein, left common carotid vein. And we talk about the nerve. The nerve now is a PSVL. PSVL. What does that mean? P for the phrenic nerve, S for the sympathetic trunk nerve, and V for the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve, and L for the left recurrent intercostal laryngeal nerve. You need to say slowly. I didn't master all of them like that. But slowly. I learn first. I did that. 3, 4, 5 places. I learn another one. I've made a survey the other time. How many times? Okay. Some say 1 time, some say 3, some say 4, some majority, most people say 2. Okay, but here's the point. That's that about that. Okay. Left recurrent intercostal laryngeal nerve. Okay. So we look at the next one. Which one have we not looked at? Function, we said, is to protect the abdominal viscera. What else have we not looked at? I think we've looked at all that. So that's Jexifin. That's Jexifin. Now the next one is the one we use mnemonics. And we say, very tall rabbit travel very bright street to avoid cars. I need to write that down so that I'll use it to explain what it stands for. These are the outlines you use to discuss anatomy. Now, even if you don't remember what those things stands for, if you remember the outline, there's no how you can put 1 or 2 points. Anatomy is not copying of notes, just it's a point. Okay? Inferior mediastinum, you're good. So just that and you're good to go. Okay, so quickly let me write it out because I have less than 10 minutes to run this through. Is that okay? So we have very tall rabbit. Okay, the first one. Next one. travel very, okay, very bright street. Okay, next one, to avoid cars. Okay, so see now, did you see that? Very tall rabbit, travel very bright street to avoid cars. That's it. Okay, so we're making progress. Okay, so we're making progress. That very stands for what? Vertebral levels. Okay, the tall there stands for what? Thoracic outlet. The rabbit there stands for relations of the aperture. That's the inlet superior aperture. Okay. Now the thoracic outlet is the inferior aperture. Inferior aperture. The thoracic inlet was the superior aperture. All right. Now moving away from there quickly, we said travel. Rabbit stands for relations. Okay. Travel stands for thoracic wall. Thoracic wall. Very, is it wall or okay? If that is for wall, this is for cavity. Okay. Now let's take that for one. Okay, and then the very stands for what? The venous drainage. And then the breadth, this stands for blood supply. Just like in bones, you have blood supply. Okay, in bones you have venous drainage. In joints you have venous drainage and all that. Okay, the street day stands for spaces, intercostal space to be specific. And then toe day stands for thoracic wall. Sorry, thoracic cavity. Okay. Now the avoid day stands for action, action of the joints, action of the muscles there. And the CAS is for clinicals. Okay, we didn't look at the clinicals until we looked at the pleura and the diaphragm. That's when we began to look at clinicals of the thorax, like pneumothorax, okay, pylothorax, okay, pilothorax, okay, and then diaphragmatic hernia, okay, hiccup. All those situations, acquired hiatus, hernia. Okay. So the clinicals we looked at, okay. Now, if you are wondering why I'm calling it, we have videos, little session. That's why you share this video, watch this video till the end. See, there's no magic. Cannot just jump on anatomy and know it like that. I didn't do it that. Even when I claim I've never started. Okay? Yeah. That doesn't mean I've not started. I hope you understand. Okay, we have to be humble. So moving away from the varies of vertebral level. What are the vertebral level? 3 vertebral levels. T1 to T4 as the superior mediastinum. If you remember it, when we said Jexifim, okay, the composition of thorax, we said superior mediastinum, okay, we said inferior mediastinum and posterior mediastinum. Those stenoms, those sections reflect or refers to vertebral levels. Now, T1 to T4, we have MAS, mass, manibrum, arc of aorta, and sternal angle of Lewis. Are you seeing it now? Manibrum, arc of aorta, and sternal angle of Lewis. Moving away from there, we have the T1 to T5 and T1 to T4. T1 to T4, you have anterior mediastinum, you have middle mediastinum, okay? Now, posteriorly, also posterior, inferior, posterior, inferior, you also have other structures calling Mr. Haas. You have Mr. Haas here, okay? So you have the diaphragm is there, you have the heart is there, the gastric fossa is there, cervicosternal joint is there, mandibulosternal joint is there. See now, those are structure Mr. Haas, MDHEX, M for mandibulosternal what? Joint, okay, like that. All right, let's move on quickly. We look at that's that for vertebral levels, okay? V1 to V2, that's vertebral level 1 to vertebral. So T1. Don't say T1. T day is for thoracic vertebral 1. Do you follow? Okay. Look at thoracic wall. Thoracic outlet. As you talk about thoracic outlet, you're talking about things that come out of the thorax. Okay. And the first one is the median arcuate ligament. The median arcuate ligament. Okay. The medial. Next one. The lateral arcuate ligament. What is arcuate? AC. Sorry. AR, yes, CUATE, arcuate. The lateral arcuate ligament, the median arcuate ligament, those are structures. The lateral arcuate ligament. Okay. Now, there's a mnemonics we use. Control TMDU. Controls TM, that's CRLTMDEAL. Control TMDU. That's the mnemonic we use. Now, the C stands for left and right cruise. The R stands for, watch this now, okay? Right cruise. And the L stands for the lateral arcuate ligament. Hmm? Yes, the R stands for ribs. I just recall. You touch the ribs. I see this, my clothes is like ribs. Good. Now, all this is to pass the information across. I'm not trying to be a clown here. Do you get? Try to tap the body so it can be grasped. So as you are listening to me, you do the same thing. You listen, you engaging. Must be engaged. Don't just listen and the magic word. What some of the things remember, most of the things remember, and most of the things we demonstrate. Okay. So to understand, you must demonstrate. Okay. That's why gesture is very important. All right, I'm getting tired, and I think this is 17 minutes on this live session. No, it's more than 17 minutes. Okay, only that this is refreshing. I think I did about 15 or 16. So this, oh, we're almost hitting, we have passed the 30. Okay, so give me like 5 minutes, I'll end this session. Rabbit. What's rabbit? That is the relations for superior aperture of the thorax or thoracic inlet. Right? What's the relation? We say PAUL, Paul. PAUL, Paul. That's what we said. And what does that mean, please? Paul, P for posterior relation. Posterior relation, A for anterior relation, U for upper relation, and L for lower relations. You're going to find this again when we are talking about the plural. You're going to see Paul again. So who does not hear of Paul in Bible? I've not heard of a name called Paul. See how you connect that name to anatomy? That's what we do here. STP, you've heard of it. SMS, you've heard of it. Come on now. We're using what you're used to so that you become used to what you need to be used to. You get the used to now. Get used to this used to. All right, so move on. Now, we said rabbit is for relation. So P, posteriorly, you have the superior surface of T1. Anteriorly, you have the mandible. Upper, it continues with the neck. Lower, you have what? You have the ribs. That's all about relation. Travel, that's thoracic wall. Thoracic wall has two major things. That is external extrinsic muscle and intercostal muscle. You have extrinsic muscle and intercostal muscle. For the extrinsic muscle, there are 11. We said smart students study properly. So every exams requires serious studying daily. I need to write that out to be able to pull out what those muscles stands for. You write to be sure. Okay. Okay. And then now, let's clean this off. We said, oh, that's too light. We said, smart students study properly. Okay, that's the first one. The next one we said, so every exams requires what? Serious study daily. Okay. Now we are done with that. Let's get to remind ourselves what it stands for. Okay, so we're on that again. All right. So what do we have? We have here that the SMART there stands for superior, serratus superior. Ha ha! The next S is serratus anterior. Ha ha! The next S is serratus what? Posterior. SAP, S-A-P. If someone said ASAP, come here ASAP. I'm there, I'll be there ASAP. This one is S-SAP. Okay? Serratus superior, serratus anterior, and serratus posterior. Do you follow? Okay. Do you follow? Don't stop if you are with me. Okay. So we move on. The next thing we're talking about is so every exam. The so they stands for scalene. Scalene muscle. Properly stands for, come on now. What's properly? Pectoralis major. Pectoralis major. So they stands for scalene. Every stands for external intercostal muscle. Sorry, external oblique. Okay, the next one is external intercostal. And the R stands for rectus abdominis. Rectus abdominis. R-E-C-T-U-S. Abdominis. Abdominis. The next one is serous. What does serous stand for? Subclavius. Okay, subclavius. Meaning clavicle. Anything that is clavicle is clavius. If it's under clavicle, subclavius. Do you see how the muscle is under the clavicle? Subclavius. Then the next one is daily, diaphragm. No, study stands for sternocleidomastoid. Sternocleidomastoid. Then D is daily. So we are done with the 11 muscles in the external, the wall of the disc. Next one, we'll quickly look at this one. Can I recall? Yes, you can recall. We said it is the intercostal muscle. Intercostal muscle is subdivided into 3. We have external intercostal, internal intercostal, and thoracic transversus thoracic transversus thoracic muscle layer. Different transversus. Okay, so we're making progress. Transversus thoracic muscle layer. And that transversus thoracic muscle layer is divided into 3 again. SIS, sister. Who does not hear of sister? We use the word commonly, and many people use it outside the country of this part of the MDC. Okay, SIS. What does SIS stands for? It means subcostalis, I for intercostalis, and the other S for stenocostalis. Do you follow? All right. Now we're done with thoracic wall. Very venous drainage. What's the venous drainage? We said from the lumbar, ascending lumbar vein, it empties to the subcostal vein. Inferior vena cava empties a part of it into the subcostal vein. That subcostal vein, watch this now empties into the hemiazygous vein. The hemiazygous vein now empty into the accessory hemiazygous vein. And the accessory hemiazygous vein now empties into the what? The azygous vein. Azygous vein empties into the superior vena cava. The superior vena cava now empties into the right atrium, which empties into the ventricle, which send it through the pulmonary artery to the lungs oxygenation, return it back to the left atrium. It returns to the left ventricle. We pumps it to the aortic. I'm not entering the vessels of the heart now. So, but that's the veins. If you can know those 4 or 5 veins, you're good. Ascending lumbar vein, subcostal vein, hemiazygos, accessory hemiazygos, azygos, superior vena cava. That's 6 or 5. Okay, so move to the next one. Blood supply, that's bright. Remember, very tall rabbits travel very bright streets to avoid cars. So bright now blood supply. What's the blood supply? Not much. Okay, we say CIDs, or SCID, whichever one. The S there is supreme intercostal artery. The CD is okay. Let's take it easy. Okay, the C there is the okay. The I is internal thoracic artery. The D is deep cervical artery. Okay, and the C is is it cervical? Not cervical. Okay, it's okay. So we'll recall it. Okay, there are two words. Cervical is there. Okay, two word. Okay, so let's move to the next one. We have the street. That's the space, intercostal space. That's the vein, the artery, the nerve. You have the vein. You remember the veins now. We've already said it. The other one, BSC veins. Okay, remember the arteries. Okay, BSC artery. The nerve. Remember the nerves. Okay, one thing you also find in the spaces are the intercostal muscles. And you also have another muscle we didn't mention, that is intercostal muscle. Inner intercostal muscle. That's one special thing we didn't mention in all we mentioned it as for the vein, the artery, the nerves, you find them in the spaces. Okay. Even muscles too. Okay, so today thoracic cavity, that's when we talk about the pleura, the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, which we started with pleura and diaphragm. Okay, for avoid, we say the action, and we didn't mention the action. We say we'll pick it little by little as we're considering other structure. And then very quickly from there, we talk about the what? The diaphragm. Okay, the diaphragm. So for the diaphragm, a number of things we looked at. Let's quickly look at diaphragm, look at pleura, you look at head and neck. This is how we study, so that when we pick something new and begin to study, we know we've accumulated. And if we have a demand to pick any of those things and discuss, okay, fine, can still recall it, can still talk about it. Like now in this presentation, you notice I forgot letter C. Okay. Um, Let us see. So I'll need to check what C stands for. Okay. I know D stands for deep cervical artery. Okay. Costocervical artery. Okay, costocervical artery. All right, costocervical artery. And I recall it now. You see, very important. So let's quickly look at the diaphragm. Okay. So quickly, clean this off. For diaphragm, friend, okay, we're gonna look at we're going to look at the number one, look at introduction. Number two, we look at the shape. Number three, we look at the opening. Number four, we look at the origin. Number five, look at the insertion. Number six, look at the action. Number seven, look at the applied anatomy. Okay, number eight, what have we not looked at there? Blood supply. Number nine, venous drainage. Number 10, nerve supply. Okay, those are the basic things. Okay. Yeah. So above all, remember your clinical significance and should be the last one. So this should be clinical significance. We take number 7 to number 10 to number 10 down. So that's what I'm going to use. All right. So very quickly, I'm running through diaphragm now. Okay. So what do you have? Yeah, very simple. The diaphragm introduction, you say CPS. You have GPS. This one is CPS. Now, CPS is chief respiratory muscle, and P there is the passage, okay, in and out of the thorax, and S is the partition between the thorax and abdomen. Do you follow? Meaning, as introducing diaphragm, if you remember GPS, you should remember CPS. Every phone has GPS, okay? Now, but this one is CPS. C for chief respiration, meaning without the diaphragm, there's no respiration. If there's issue with diaphragm, there's going to be issue with respiration. As a matter of fact, if you understand this, you understand the function of the diaphragm. Say MDPVC. That CD PVC is chief respiratory muscle. It helps in respiration. M is for what? Micturition. Diaphragm helps for urination. Without diaphragm, you can't micturate, can't urinate. D is for defecation. Without diaphragm, you can't defecate. The color of the urine and defecation, we learn that in histology of hepatic or hepatic. That's the histology of the liver, lung, and all that. Sorry, physiology of the GIT. Okay. Now, what are we looking at next? He said MDPVC. P there is parturition. That's action of diaphragm. Talk about introduction, talk about action. Okay. Parturition, that's giving of birth. Without diaphragm, birth giving is a problem. The V there is vomiting. Without diaphragm, one cannot vomit. So to do like this is diaphragm. Okay, diaphragm can extend 6 to 10 centimeters on deep breathing. You can see that can extend that much, but on normal breathing is about 1.5 cm. Are you seeing it now? Now that's the thing. This thing did not get into my brain like that. We spent hours. Okay, now and that's why I need to watch the video. Okay, now you want to gain it from this video. As I watch, pause, you write it out, repeat it. That's what we were doing in all those videos. Okay, now moving away from there, we have what? The shape is a dome shape. We said CIAS. So we move quickly for that. The shape is CIAS, that is concave in its inferior abdominal surface. CORL, that is convex on right and left. And then DIM, depressed in the middle. That's the C as cording. C as cording. C as cording. Okay, C as cording. You know, I spell it out and I'll say what it means. If you forgot it, replay it. Okay, watch this over and over. So to get it, anatomy is tough. That's a lot. Okay, opening. There are two opening, major opening, minor opening. The major opening, VOA. The V is the vena cava opening. O is esophageal opening. Okay, and the A is aortic opening. All right, these are the structures that open through the diaphragm. What's the diaphragm? Musculofibrous partition between the thorax and the abdomen. That's introduction. Chief respiratory muscle, passage for things in and out of the thorax. Okay, and all that. Okay, as if you remember when we talk about thoracic outlet, we mentioned diaphragm. DO means control TMDO. The T day is thoracic 12. M day is medial arcuate ligament, and the median arcuate ligament, medial arcuate ligament, lateral arcuate ligament. D is the diaphragm. So we are talking about the minor opening. The minor opening, we said a lot of S and all that. You have the superior gastric vessel. We have the splanchnic, greater and lesser splanchnic nerve. We have the hemiazygous vein. We have the what else do we have? You have the superior epigastric vessel. You have the splenic. Okay, what else do you also have? You have those are the vessels. There are 5 of them, 6 of them. Okay, hemiazygous vein, greater and lesser splanchnic nerve, superior epigastric nerve, subcostal nerve, okay, and then intercostal, I think sympathetic trunk nerve. Yeah, sympathetic trunk nerve. So those are the things that are in the minor opening, meaning those vessels create opening in the diaphragm. That's just what it means. Create like bottle holes in the diaphragm. They pass through to supply things. Okay. Then the origin, it has 3 origins. CVS. You have CVS in physiology. C for coastal surface, V for vertebral surface, and S for sternal surface. Okay, then moving from there, we have, so I'm going to end this because it's getting too long. I didn't plan this. We are going to do another review on this again later so we can we are coming to head and neck. Maybe in the evening, we won't do head and neck again. So we give some people time to go and rest. This is 4:30. We need to give some people time to go and rest so we can have a nice time in the evening with physiology. So that's where we'll stop for this. So thank you very much for being a part of this session. Okay, I believe it's already 35 minutes on this refresh timing. So thank you very much about this. And then we meet again in the night. I think, is it 8 p.m., 9 p.m.? Go check. 8 p.m., you're already there trying to watch some video. By 9, we come up. Okay, thank you. See you again. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share so that you get to see some more new videos when we send and when we have our live streams. Okay.